Hello, Flosstube. Today is Saturday. My brain just failed on me. Saturday, July 20th, I believe. Um, and this is Flosstube update number 74. My notes right here. And this is Gentle Cross Stitch. Let me put my, hold on one second. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, I didn't think ahead. I put my notes up here so I could see them. Okay, so I'm here to talk about cross stitch. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. I can't think, I can't concentrate today. So yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm not thinking straight. Okay, so I have a lot of things to talk about, just not in depth necessarily, but a lot of things to cover. So the first thing I want to do is I have a finish. It's not FFO'd. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to finish it, but I did the It's You I Like. It's not a movement, it's a Sal, as I say, is the hashtag that goes along with it. But I did it on black, in this variegated orange color. This is Orange Marmalade, it's called. It's Gentle Arts thread. Uh, but yeah, it came out kind of nice. It's thread that is used in the Sleepy Hollow sal that I have, and I had some of it just left over, and so I did this, and I did this in just in one day, on Sunday afternoon, last Sunday. I had this piece of black Ada cloth that I got off the freebie table at Stitch Shenanigans in April. And I had this little piece, and I when I saw it on the table, I thought, well, that's very small, but it's got to be good for something. So I think, yeah, it worked. It was the right size for this. If I had put it up in the up in the corner, I could have used this for another tiny thing, but whatever. So I'm part of my brain thinks, oh, you can make a little, some little small thing could fit on that corner. Yeah, there's plenty of black Ada cloth if I need it for such a thing. Anyway, so yeah, it came out very cute, and I'm gonna do something with it. There's probably cat hair all over it. So the big thing was last weekend, our air conditioner wasn't working well. It was like it wasn't working at all. Basically, it was blowing, but it was blowing hot air, and the house was getting hotter and hotter. And it's like here in Phoenix, it gets up to 110, 111, 114. This time of year. As a matter of fact, our the interim pastor at our church recently posted a photograph on Facebook of the temperature gauge on his car reading 118 degrees outside. I don't know what part of town he lives in, but it was his car was saying it was 118 outside. That's probably about right. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday or something that he posted that picture, and somebody had posted it's like we post pictures like that. It makes me wonder if your thermometer is correct. And he's like, oh yeah, it's correct. You have to do is step outside and you know that it's correct. So anyway, it was like about 110, 111 this weekend, and our air conditioner wasn't working. And it wouldn't be too much of it would be a problem, but not too much of a problem, except for the fact that my parents live in this house, and they're in their late 80s, like 87ish, and the heat's not good for them. It's not good for me either, but And so we had like a house warranty thing company that my dad was paying for, and so my sister called them like Saturday or Sunday, I guess. No, she called them Saturday, I think, and they were saying, that we had they I guess they were based in Florida or something, but anyway, she was talking to various people on the phone and whatever, and uh, and the company that they wanted us to use um, was, I guess, not open on Sundays, and nobody could come out until they wanted us to wait till Monday and that was just not good because on by Sunday it was already 80 something in the house, 85, 88 something, 86, and climbing, and very hot and very uncomfortable. And so we had planned to go out on Monday for my younger sister's birthday, to go out to eat. But we had kind of like, well, we maybe go Sunday after church at noon, or we could go Monday night. It was up to you and your schedule and blah blah blah. And so, when we were talking about how the air conditioner wasn't working, she goes, "Well, let's go at on Sunday instead, and that way, we'll be in a nice air conditioned restaurant, and then you can all come over to my house, to my younger sister's house, where her air conditioner was working, and we could call a different company if we had to, from there." And that's what my sister did. So we stayed at my younger sister's house, and my older sister got a hold of somebody here in Arizona, in Phoenix, and they were able to come out to the house right away. Uh, so, so, uh, so she came out. She came out here to meet them while they worked on the house, and she and my nephew stayed in the pool while the guy worked on the house. But and so she called us in the evening. We went over, and it got up to like 92, I think. It was about 92 when she came to the house to meet the repairman. So yeah, it was hot. Anyway, so while I was sitting at my sister's house, I started and finished this "It's You I Like." So I have it upside down. I think I had it upside down the whole time. "It's You I Like," right side up. So anyway, yeah, I did that on Sunday while I was escaping the heat. And then, excuse me, real quick, I wanted to touch on my some of my whips. I didn't work on Hello Pumpkin. I didn't do any more work on it after I talked about it last week. I wanted to, I really did, but I just didn't get around to it. Um, in time to, I was gonna work on this and finish, try to finish all the stuff before the new one came out. The new uh, part came out on the 17th, and I didn't get anything done. But this, I figured out. I downloaded the title page from the email that I got. So this is the new part 3. This cute little fox. And so, like I said before, I have part of this leaf just started, and part of the owl done. Not his head though. And this mushroom is finished, except for the little spots are white, so I haven't done them. But so yeah, so the third part, there's an acorn right there, and another mushroom, and this little fox. That's very cute. So anyway, I'm a little behind on it, but what the heck. And then I did a little bit of work on the tiny Modernist Western Biscornu, because I have, like I said last week, I have 2 other Biscornus. I have a gnome one and a dragon one. But this one, fortunately, this little download has very detailed instructions on how to finish the Biscornu, and what you have to do to like, have enough fabric, uh, between the two pieces of the design. Um, and it's a good thing because the ones that I bought, the gnome and the dragon, don't have any finishing instructions, I don't think, other than maybe how to finish them, but they don't have like any of the placement instructions that this uh, uh, PDF has. So, yeah. Anyway, so I did a little bit of work on this one. Just I'm still working on the second half of it. So this is the first half, and I don't have any of the middle filled in yet, as I'm doing the borders for the second half. So I did, when I picked this up the other day, I had about this much done. I don't know, it was somewhere in here. And so I just finished these out. Matter of fact, I did like these two or three here, the wee hours of this morning. And I had this needle minder. I got it stitched Shenanigans, and I can't think of the girl's name, the lady's name. It was a woman and her mother that were at our table. But there's a little chickadee or something, I think, in there. Anyway, so it's on my... And I got this tiny little hoop. I got it the other day at Hobby Lobby, I think. I got it a couple weeks ago. And because I thought, I could use a tiny little hoop like that. Anyway, and then I did a little tiny bit on the Tiny Modernist Sleepy Hollow Sal. I just did, I finished up the green, and I finished up one shade of green, and I finished up this, so I finished this green, this one color of green. There's another color of green that, let me hold it right. There's another shade of green that goes along with it that I haven't gotten to yet. But I did this other pumpkin over here. I still need to. There's another shade of orange that it goes, inside there. But I did finish that off. So now I'm ready for the black, the other shade of orange, and the other shade of green that go on that one. And then I also did a tiny bit of work on the Teresa Kogut Freebie. It's You I Like. Excuse me, it's You I Like. The ones you love, like, love, whatever. Hold closely the ones you love. And this snowman holding a bunny. And I just did a tiny bit on this one. I just finished the thread that I had started on the bottom of the snowman. So I did like 2 lines maybe down here. It's a big snowman. It's a big snowman. He's a fat little snowman. But I had, so I did a little bit of work on that. I had kind of like, I don't know, like startitis or something, or something. I was like all over the map this week. I have been in the past sort of a one project at a time kind of person. It's a little bit easier for me that, I would watch other people who had all of these, these, a lot of whips, just, a different one. Like, I think Priscilla and Chelsea, they do like a different one every day of the week, it seems like, and I don't know, it's always been kind of bewildering for me, or people who have very elaborate schedules for what they work on each day and everything, and that's always been a little, it's easier for me to do, one project at a time, usually. But this past week, I've done a little bit here, a little bit there, So I'm kind of, but at the same time, I did like, 2 or 3 days on a project and 2 or 3 days on another project. So, uh, but I did get I did motor through several different things. I didn't get a whole lot of progress on everything necessarily, but I got a little bit of progress on each thing. So, another thing I worked on, well, I have some, those are all my whips that I did, I think. I think those are all I did. But I have 2 new starts. So, the first one is another freebie, drawn thread freebie called Four Fat Friends. And Sharon Metcalf already did this and completed it. So I'm a little behind, but I just started. I showed it last Saturday, but I just started it. I want to say a couple of days ago. And I used the pattern calls for Weeks Dye Works threads, and I used Weeks Dye Works to DMC conversion. That I think it was a 1, 2, 3 stitch conversion chart that I used. But so this is it's a blend of 935 and 3781 to get this bluish brownish color, and it came out kind of nice, I think. So the tree is completed. I mean the trunk and the branches. I have to do the leaves. And my cat is howling. I have to do the leaves yet. And the birds, of course. The 4 fat friends. But, oh my gosh. Snug. Lie down, be a good boy. So, the only thing is that this color is a blend, like I said, of 2 threads. It's a 2/2 design. And this one is on, I want to say 28 count. Because everything I have is 28 count. Yeah, I think this is just a 28 count even weave that I coffee or tea dyed. I have it written down somewhere, but I don't know where. I don't have it with me just now. But like I said, the problem is this color here is a blend of 2 different colors, two DMC colors, and the little birds that go down here. You're supposed to use 1 thread to backstitch their feet and their beaks, but it would be like 1 thread of the Weeks Dye Works color that you use here, right? So it's bark is the color, and but like I said, this blue gray brown whatever color is achieved with 1 dark blue thread and 1 brown thread. So I either have to choose one of those colors, for the back stitching, or just another dark color. So I haven't gotten that far yet. But that's the only back stitching in the pattern. The rest of it's all 2/2. So there's one other color, the color for the leaves that is 2 separate colors blended together. But the other colors for the birds are just one single color. The other thing I started was the Blackwork Angels. I started with, let's see if I can tell which one. This one here that says Joy. But I want to do all of them, and so I picked a piece of fabric that I think will accommodate all of them. This is think this was avocado dyed, if I recall correctly, but it's 28 count even weave. So I started on one of the angels. um, so I think they'll all fit, or at least four of them will fit here and four of them down here. If my calculations are correct. So I started them in the corner, and it's going to take some clever measuring to get them over, the next one over here, but I think it'll work all right. But so, yeah, these are, I did decide to just use there's a DMC gold color suggested, and if you don't use a Krynic, and I decided to just go ahead and do that, and there's a banner down here that says Joy, that's in this gold color. Yeah, this is all. I was like, what is that? That's her part of her hand down there that's backstitched, and her little feet. So yeah, that's coming along nicely, and like I said, I hope to do all of these, all of the angels. Sorry about that. All of the angels in this chart eventually. Yeah, they're small, but it's just a lot of stitching, because they're very dense in the in the black dresses and everything else. But the stitching goes, the back stitching in their face and all that stuff. This came out pretty nice. Her little face there. It goes pretty quickly though. The back stitching blackwork kind of part of it. And I think that's about almost it. I had a little bit of haul. I bought this purple hoop that this is in, and that's kind of a funny story behind that. Because that hoop I bought at Walmart. I was there for something else, and happened to look at this particular store has a very limited supply of art stuff, craft stuff. There's another Walmart, another part of town, that has a little bit bigger store and has a little bit better selection. But I was at this particular one, and so I just went to have a look at what they have, and I had it in mind that I wanted a few things. So just common things that they would probably have there at Walmart. And so I thought, well, I'll buy a couple of hoops there, because they're pretty cheap there. Well, there were three that were, hush please. There were three that were this size, that 8-inch size, which I find very comfortable. They have some that are probably 10 inches, I guess, that are a little bit harder, a little bit more unwieldy. But so they had there were three there in the 8-inch section. I thought, oh, that's great. That's three. We would be perfect. And they were $2.74 or something like that. They were pretty cheap. So I went to get them, and the other two that were up there didn't have the little this little tightening nut. They just had this screw, but not the nut. So I couldn't use them. There was just this one that had the nut on it. So I went ahead and bought so I grabbed the one, and then when I was doing the self-checkout, and I realized that the hoop didn't have a price tag thing on it, it was just the two individual pieces of the hoop. And so I told the guy that was there, and he said, he was watching, 6 other self-checkout register. So he said, well, I'll send somebody to go find the price or whatever, So he called this woman over, and she was like like a manager, person. Um, and instead of going to, like, I guess, look at the price over there, she had some little, like a phone device thing, and she went to go put, say what it was, and to find the price. And excuse me, there's a cat being naughty over here. Stop, please, stop. And, so she was holding it up, and she goes, what is this? And I'm like, it's and I thought, okay, she doesn't know, and, so I said, it's an embroidery hoop. So she goes to say it into the device, and she says, embroidery loop. Fortunately, the device was smarter than her, and so the device should have embroidery hoop. And she goes, oh, it said hoop. And I said, yeah, that's what it's called, an embroidery hoop. And she goes, oh, okay. So what size did you say that is? And I said, it's an 8-inch. It's got a little 8 on it. And so she found the price. And so she had to enter the price in manually. And she entered it in twice. And I thought, well, I thought she had hit a button accidentally and it had entered it twice. So I said, no, it's only one, She goes, oh, I thought you were buying two. And I said, no. And she goes, well, and I said, yeah, there's two parts of one piece, So she said, oh, okay. So she went to enter, to remove one of the charges, and she actually entered it in a third time and then removed it. So I still got charged twice for it. So I had to go to, like, customer service and and I thought, well, it's kind of silly for, $2.74 or whatever, $2. But, that's $2. That's the cost of another hoop. But so they were very nice, and, gave me my money back for the extra charge. But while I was there, I also bought a pair of scissors, little stork scissors. And they're very nice. They're actually very sharp, very, very, and nice and heavy. I think these are by Jan Lin is the manufacturer. Anyway, then I went to, my sister and I went to Hobby Lobby because she wanted to look at some art stuff. And so while I was there, I bought another hoop. This is another 8-inch hoop, but this one has a nut, and this one is by, I think this is by Yarnology. But it had, it had a price tag on it. So I bought this, and it's funny, while I was there, I bought a bunch of DMC threads, because I have most of them, almost all the colors, if not all the colors, on bobbins, but some of them I have in other projects, and some of them I have, I have 3-4 boxes of all the colors, and I thought, I'm just gonna buy some extra, buy the ones on the list for the projects that I'm starting, so I don't have to go and steal a bobbin from this one and steal a bobbin from that one. I'll just have extras. And then I went ahead and looked in my boxes of threads that I'm not using for anything, and I went ahead and got several out of there, and then I bobbinated some of the new floss. So anyway, I have a lot of extras now. But while I was there, getting all this DMC floss, I got about maybe 15 skeins for all this various projects. And while I was doing it, there was another woman in the aisle, picking floss for different things. And I thought, I wonder if she knows about Flosstube. I didn't say anything because I was kind of, I was a little bit shy about it, I guess, and I didn't mention it to her. But I wondered because she wasn't just picking one color or two colors. She was like, picking several, like maybe five or six, I guess. And I thought about that. I thought, maybe maybe she's a cross stitcher. Maybe she, needs to know about Flosstube. I don't know. I thought about it, but I didn't do anything. But yeah, it was nice to see somebody else, uh, pulling threads from the cross stitch bins, like I was. Anyway, the other big news I have is that this week I hit 100 subscribers. Um, it kind of snuck up on me, so I don't have today, right now, I don't have what I have in mind for a giveaway. I want to do a giveaway for 100 subscribers, but I have a couple things in mind, but I'm not ready yet. But I did want to say, yay, 100 subscribers, yay. Next week, probably, I'll have a couple things that I'll give away for hitting the milestone. And I got a nice little note from you who saying, "Oh, you hit 100 subscribers." Like I said, I'm not quite prepared yet today because it kind of snuck up on me. But next week, next Saturday, I'll have, I think, a couple of things to give away to celebrate hitting 100 subscribers. So feel free to tell your friends to, to subscribe, to watch, if you would, please. I know it's probably not the most exciting channel on YouTube, excuse me, YouTube, not YouTube, and that there are lots and lots and lots of channels for people to watch. But I think that was my phone. But if they want to talk about cross stitch, look at what I'm doing, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so thanks for bringing me up to 100 subscribers, and hopefully I'll have a couple of nice things, to give away next week. So that's it. I'm plugging away, and hopefully I'm doing more things. And now it's time to finish because it's getting hot in here, and I'm gonna turn my fan back on. So I will see you next weekend. And have a good week. Keep stitching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.